Welcome back, guys, to Final Fantasy XVI, where last episode, exploring the area before we reached Tabor further to find an abandoned fishing village, we discovered that the chronoliths were awake as we took a trial by wind with only Garuda's power at our call. We then arrived at our next destination as Joshua and Yote reunited. Meanwhile, in the free cities of Kanver, Barnabas decided to launch an attack to lay in wait for Mythos' arrival.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The Tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Umielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Yes, she looked severely pained, is the way I would put it. It wasn't like a look of longing, it really was a look of pain at having to leave. That said, I guess our guys don't know, roughly what they look like from the outside at a certain time. I guess that's a thing. We have side quests here. 2 of them to do.
Opportunity beckons. Who among you is bold enough to heed her call?
I love opportunity.
Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Carava. Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
You need me to kill it without harming it that much then, I guess? Can I do that?
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovani, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Carava. I eagerly await your safe, and above all, triumphant return.
I can happily say to you guys that I'm probably gonna absolutely butcher this hide. But okay. I'll try, I guess. So I gotta leave that way to get back round that way? I guess I'll leave the other quest for now.
Forgive me, traveler, but no matter how deep your pockets might be, we only sell to trusted patrons. I do hope you've not had a wasted journey.
I'm guessing Caron is probably a trusted patron then when you think about it. Also, there must be chests around here as well, possibly with orchestrons.
Here's the scraps you're after.
Have you
Maybe.
noticed the Elder has been coughing less of late?
Yes. I hear Master Seal drew up a new tonic for him.
Oh, is this a place where there's a really good medicine maker? Is that why this is there?
Not a scratch on them. These hides will fetch a good price.
I'll tell you what hide's about to have a scratch on it.
You wouldn't happen to have a decent whetstone in there, would you, madam?
I'm sure I can find you something. All of these stones have a good bit of diamond dust in them. That'll see your sword sharp, all right?
I wasn't expecting that purple sky to be so bright. I was like looking at...
These stones to Kanver, and the rest of the boxes to Dalamil.
There we go. I was looking to see like how like gloomy is it up there again. And I was like, ah, my eyes. I was expecting more gloomy. I wasn't ready. I mean, there's small amounts of money. That's about it thus far. A cooing of pigeons all around the place. If I just walk back up. No, I refuse. Jump. Seemingly,
How are
yes.
those new boots treating you?
They're fantastic. Soft as phoenix down, but tough as boiled bow.
They stole Joshua.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches will bring down the price.
No more directions than that. I guess I'll try to head out the main entrance then versus walking around for a bit. Is this the way? No. I'm looping myself around.
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix, and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you, if there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
To Kanver, then.
We'll talk about this later.
Let's talk about this now. So,
Cyril seemed very, You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
So you let your guys go in and out of wherever they need to be and come back to you and report. Just a question. So we have now ascertained that Ultima can disguise itself as anything by, more to the point, as, well, the whole Olivier debacle. Of course, we've seen Ultima turn into more stuff since then. Yes, granted. But it's more the fact that we just know... They could take the guise of a little boy. What else could he take the guise? Do you have like a test to make sure that someone isn't like just Ultima walking up to you or something? That's something we need to worry about now. What if Gav is Ultima? He keeps going out. Ah! Right, how do I get to here then? I mean, I could just warp to there. That would make more sense, actually. Then we could just take this path normally. Why didn't I do that in the first place? And I could... Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Why didn't I do that in the first place? I'm bad with my warpings. Yes, I feel like there needs to be,
Better already.
more security. I don't know. We need a procedure. I don't know that the thought would occur to Ultima. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would. Like, if you were thinking, like, maybe Ultima wouldn't debase himself in that way. It's kind of like, well, Ultima will naked mum and let someone lie in lap. He's just, you know...
Old he may be. It looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet.
Oh, I went too early. And I tried to reflect that when I was right in his face, which is not the right idea. He lived! He lived!
Enough.
One hit. How would it live? Barely hanging on. The thick scale skin of an Evis, claimed by some to be as old as the mountains themselves, though it most likely seemed but a decade or two. Like, it's...
This thing reeks. The sooner it's off my hands, the better.
Gotta wipe off the blood, right? I'm pretty sure we've just wrecked that hide. But we'll go with it. I'm still a bit... Just remembering the whole lying head on the lap of naked mum by naked son was just weird enough.
Here's your hide, as requested.
I worried you might never return. Quickly, let me see it. Oh, as supple as a maiden's cheek, yet as adamant as her virtue. This is everything I had hoped for, and more. Clearly, my trust in you was not misplaced. You must be a hunter of considerable talent to have bested the beast with nary a scratch. Join me as my honored partner. With my means and your might, we shall be as wealthy as the merchant kings of Zemeckis.
I don't plan on making a habit of this. I'm busy enough as it is.
Very well. Though I believe fate had a hand in our meeting, it would be unbecoming of me to beg. Do not allow me to keep you from being about your business. Here, for the hide.
The skin trade, eh? 100 bloody hides. It's like Barnabas there, like, in the good old days when I used to be a child and my mum was naked all the time and I just lie around. I was like, what? I just... I guess he's into some weird subservience stuff, isn't he? I even know.
That mark. You must be Lord Rosfield. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, my lord. I, too, am a member of the cause, though I spend most of my time hunting. For the good of the village, you understand. The soil is poor here, so the people sup mostly on meat and blood. The hides, meanwhile, they make into leather and then into gill.
I guess we could think that maybe Ultima has some kind of weird naked dominance thing going on, to be fair.
You there! The strapping lad with the sword.
I'm sorry, I'm old and balding like you. It's nearly all gone too.
Finally, no one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home, I'm just a vagrant greybeard.
The university? You're a scholar.
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. Not that I look the part in these tattered rags. In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead? You'll be amply rewarded, of course.
I just started crying because I realised that guy there is literally, when you look at it, he's my final form. This is a sad future.
Climb the stairs and...
And memorize a few inscriptions for me. Assuming you know your letters, that is. Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stones dotted about the village. 3 of them, to be precise. 1 each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle I've been pondering for some time. Namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people. People quite unlike those of neighboring lands.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions, and you'll have no trouble finding the stones.
Don't worry, I'll just get my pad out and take some pictures, right?
How are those new boots treating you?
That's how it works.
That Cyril fella's an odd fish, don't you think?
Well, scholarly sorts like him always are, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they always are. Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor. Sacred hold lie noble blood till ends the mother's labor.
No history would be complete without mention of the Mothercrystals.
Till ends the mother's labor, though, is the interesting part of that, though, Clive.
Not a scratch on them.
Have you noticed the Elder has been coughing?
Is this the Eastern Stone or the Southern Stone? Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past and make these rocks a home.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Have you already read that one? I'm supposed to get a different one now? Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand.
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read.
I forgot.
The engravings were in good repair considering their age.
Oh, what that I could have seen them for myself. Oh, come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south, shall we? What did it say?
Have I got to choose? The Great Moogle Guardians! I wasn't paying... Well, I know it's not the Great Good Moogle Guardians. I know if it was Guardians of the Crystal. The Crystal was mentioned on the first one.
Guardians of the Republic.
The Republic? Are you certain? These stones predate the founding of Dalmekia by centuries.
That can't be right then.
Oops. I'll use Crystal then.
Guardians of the Crystal. The first stones of
Wait,
Tabor.
I thought it was the North one.
Sacred hold thy noble blood till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the Mothercrystals. But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder? The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Oh, that was the North one! I thought the South one was the second one I went to. I thought I went to the North one first. I'm so confused now. That's why I didn't... What?
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home. Or, I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings, one for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mothercrystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha! Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
I honestly thought like we went north, south, and east, which is what was confused me on the first one. Like she was like, "Well, it's not about crystals because that's the north one." What? I'm so confused. Well, I did remember them, I guess, but got confused on the north, south, and east of it. It was compass points that foiled me in the end.
For years, I have pondered the mysteries of Tabor's founding. Would that I had made the journey as a younger man, when stairs held none of their terror.
Hopefully while that guy might be my final form, if my hair stops losing from here. That is exactly my bolding pattern. Everything grows still luxuriously at the side and the back after all. I'll just have to actually do like super exercise and get really buff. Yeah, that's how I'll have to like fade away. I'll be like a 70-year-old man with 17 abs. How about it?
Ah, Lord Rosfield. I'm afraid I cannot stay to talk. I must leave to collect the reports of our spies in the field. Now that you wear the Phoenix down, our brothers and sisters will no doubt reveal themselves to you too. Farewell, my lord, and may the firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
What are these little feeding stations for chocobos over here?
The free city's under siege? Who'd have thought it?
Master Cyril, luckily. And thank goodness he told us before we set out.
Alright then.
There are horrible beasts down that way. Ashen terrors who'll kill you as soon as look at you. Would that I had the strength to kill them first.
That you did indeed. Right, so that's the passageway. Oh, that leads to a place itself that we join up from Drabozd. Or the Drabozd, we haven't entered this area yet still. Makes me think it's going to be a bigger area here than just a pathway after all. I mean, to be honest, it does open up. But I guess we explore here now next. And we should probably explore the path not traveled at this point in time. I do have a curiosity in, are there any other quests in the land? But to be honest, if there was, it would be showing up. There's another missive, that's for certain. If I'm right in saying there are still markers though.
Are you sure this is the right way, brother?
Joshua. I go where I want.
Caution, brother.
Oh, the hunt, I guess. It's the pack, yeah.
You're on my side, Tabor.
One of those wolves just got kind of wrecked. That's it. Using some kind of ability on me. They're attacking me. How dare they? They aren't have healthy wolves, aren't they? I'll do for them. $13.45 reputation.
Shouldn't have messed with the leader of the pack, eh, boy?
Hey, Torgal. Torgal's the boss. We must exterminate all other canids. Obviously. Only one shall survive. Let's find out what's further down the path, see if there's a treasure chest, because there was no treasure chest down there. I wasn't going to be able to sneak past them. I don't know what you're complaining about, Jill. This is useless. Why am I doing this? Hey, 100 ability points per group is pretty good though, isn't it? And that brings us back to our region. From before. There are bandits on the road. Ow! This guy knows how to wizard the hedges. Just gonna juggle him for a bit. There's another guy. Where'd he come from? I've got lasers, so lasers for days. Okay, we've broken through to everywhere that we were in the past. We checked it out. Captain Yoshi came by with 41 months of stuff. Thank you very much. And we keep on keeping on within the gloom. The purple gloom. High in the sky. I can always limit break to try and restore some of that health, to be fair. In time, in time. I'd actually forgotten about that hunt completely. I had like in between my head like, oh, there might be a hunt that I can do. But I'd completely forgotten what it was and where it was. Then completely memory jogged by the whole, oh, it's going to a cutscene type moment. Here we go. Orcs?
Orcs.
That's what I said.
Let us be rid of them.
Oh, that dog just came in.
Take too many risks.
What do you mean? There was big explosions everywhere. You were like nuking people I was stepping on. I don't think there was that many risks. I got loads of lasers. Can't take too big a risk when you have a billion lasers. Follow walks on the road then. Have any of these knights been turned into a Kashix, I wonder? Oh, you really spread yourself out up this path, didn't you? Oh, that guy just got knocked in at the worst possible time for him, didn't he?
It's over. Stay down.
Slam dunk. Joshua knocked him up. Torgal slam dunked him down, and then I stepped on the guy. A fair trade. Two paths here to go through.
Clive. Smoke.
Is the city fallen?
I know, let's go the other route just in case. We're about to arrive after all. We can wait 2 more seconds to find out what's down this path. But there does seem to be another path, a link to this one that is unavailable for us to get through. Oh, orcs, that's for sure. It's a lightning rod just a little too good. Just gonna say it's crowd control as well as high damage. And seems pretty good at stagger and builds the limit bar for you just hitting and not even actually doing damage to any enemies.
Stay down.
Down here. Just a little too good. Right then, so smoke. Free city of Kanver. Bitch still in there.
The free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
We like entering cities when there's other things going down in them. Seems to be a favorite endeavor of ours. There's another side quest. What? Well, it seems side quests have appeared across the land at this point in time. So that's a thing. Do I go to the hideaway or directly to the locations of each one? Always a thing to delay us just that little bit longer. Don't know if they're missable or not. I think most likely not, but one has appeared back over here in Boklad. Where else? None on this map. One in each region, most likely. I don't know if it was there before. So another side quest episode, maybe.
What's happened? Can't think. Right, old panic. They're saying Twinside's gone.
What?
If we're going to do this, we'll need help.
Then we'll have to find it, and fast. We cannot let this chance pass us by.
What's going on? Oh, the porterage fees. Consultation is 100T. Transportation or talents. Domestic 500. And transportation external 100,000? 1,000. More prices per wagon. Money's up front. Additional fees for heavy or unstable loads. Consult within. What do you guys need help with then?
Clive, your timing is impeccable. It just so happens that right at this very moment, we're in need of someone with your talents.
And what talents would those be?
Why, your fearlessness, and your skill with the blade.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Republic, so too did a wave of chaos and confusion. Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers have lost their masters, or taken the opportunity to flee them. None remain free for long, of course. Most find themselves under the protection of the Fist before they get far. But the army too is in disarray, and finds itself unable to provide for its new charges, which means it has been looking to sell.
And you've been looking to buy, to make sure these masterless bearers remain that way.
Precisely. It's the perfect opportunity to free dozens more, and for an attractive price, no less.
So where does my skill with the blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, we have nowhere to house them. So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. Somewhere far from the prying eyes of those who would see them enslaved once more. And we believe we have found one. Cashlock. A small hamlet hidden in a canyon. The place was abandoned a long time ago, but when the men moved out, the beasts moved in.
And so we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to encourage them to look elsewhere. You'll help, won't you?
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making arrangements for the transportation of our guests, as we discussed.
Of course. Leave everything with me.
Sounds like you'll have your work cut out for you.
I will. We have an entire village to stock and furnish. Residents and all. Even if I begin right now, I'll be working day and night. So I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out before the wagons roll in, won't you?
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chairdra's Thread, past Leitney's Cleft. My man there will open the gate for you.
All right. Wish me luck.
I'm sure you won't need it.
Didn't take as long then. So, 3 quests of this ilk? We're gonna find out. We need to go back to the abandoned fishing village. Now the doorway to there from Leitney's Cleft entrance has gone away. Our pre-exploration. Now re-exploration. I'm good at jumping.
Oh, you're a friend of the Crimson Caravans. And by the look of you, I'd say you were the help they told me was on its way. Cashlock's just down there, if you'd be so kind.
No problemo. So what's going to be actually here now? Well, apart from these goblins.
Make it look easy.
Just because it was. At least fast traveling is seemingly, or at least finishing that chapter, has restored our health to full.
This must have been a nice place once.
And it will be again.
How dare you!
Farewell.
I like how those two wait for me to kill their friend. That worked out too well for them, has it? How many dogs were there here? We already killed a fair few before we got here the first time. I fail. Well, I blocked that. Some healthy Helldivers.
Farewell.
What's left? Got a wolf behind us. Bird up here.
Enough.
Priority targets are birds.
Farewell. Fall.
Right, we got rid of the beasts. Came with birds too.
I think that's the last of them.
I think you're right. Let's head back to Boklad.
Sure, let's head back. Wrong button. I'm sure, by the way, the three men of Kanver can like hold out until we actually decide to enter the place. That'll be fine. They're only under siege currently.
Something the matter, Theodore? Quiet.
Those are our terms. I trust that you will give them your full consideration.
I shall. Thank you.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. And, no. But enough about him. How did you fare down in Cashlock?
It's done. The village is safe now.
You made quick work of it, as always.
I should go and let Eloise know.
Don't let me keep you. But Clive, don't tell her I was watching her, will you? She'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once you've finished with your report.
All right. We'll speak then.
I don't know if his VA decided it that way, but he sounds slightly sloshed. Been on a few too many, a little bit.
Eloise, I just got back from Cashlock. The village should be safe now.
Thank you, Clive. Here, something for your trouble. Well then, now that you have laid the groundwork for our little project, I suppose we'd better finish the job. The first thing we'll need to do is make sure our offer for the bearers is accepted.
You're still in negotiations?
We are. A trusted colleague has been dealing with the Fist on our behalf, but things have been trickier than we anticipated. I suppose it's to be expected. This is the army we're dealing with. Fighting's what they do. But we shall emerge victorious in the end.
Well, if you need any help, you know where to find me.
I'm not sure I do. But thank you, all the same.
So there's more to come from this quest. Or quest line is more to the point.
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to my sister, he represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dharmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the Republic, and they're still expanding. They've been trying to get Eloise to join their ranks for some time now, and judging by her reaction earlier, I'd say she had half a mind to accept their latest offer.
And you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did what makes her happy, and I would never deny her such an opportunity. Eloise saved me from slavery, and we have striven to save others like me ever since. But this was not the life my sister wanted, nor the one she deserves. I won't let her give up on her dreams again for my sake. She freed me from my bonds, and she must be freed from hers in turn.
You're a good man, Theo.
I have always been grateful for what my sister did for me, and I want to repay the favor by letting her live her own life. But each time an opportunity to do just that arises, she turns it down. For my sake.
She loves you.
And I love her. Which is why I want this time to be different. To show her that I don't need to be watched over anymore. Though I'm sure I'll still need some help from time to time. I trust that I can count on you.
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, I had better get back to work. These bearers aren't going to move themselves. That's a job for the Crimson Caravans. This could well be the last commission the Crimson Caravans undertakes. Under present management, at least. But don't tell my sister I said that, will you?
There's a lot I'm not supposed to tell your sister by the look of things. Alright.